What's up, guys? Welcome back to GoldClassGaming. Today I'm back with another deck profile. Today I have a deck profile for just a fun deck I've been playing at locals for a couple weeks now. I've been calling it Handtrap Synchro. You remember in YCS Milan in the playoffs when that guy normal summoned Ash Blossom, and everyone kind of made fun of it. I thought of making a deck where normal summoning a Handtrap wasn't really a bad thing. So I decided to make a deck that is blinded second and played a ton of hand traps. And then on your own turn, you would just normal summon one of those hand traps and use it as a tuner to make level 7 or level 8 synchro monsters. Yeah, I decided to call this Handtrap Synchro. It's a really fun deck. I wouldn't ever take this to a regional, but it's really fun. It's really fun to play at locals. So, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna start it off with 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Obviously starting off our lineup of Ghost Girls. Next up, we have 3 copies of Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion, and then 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Those are our 3 Ghost Girls. You know, there's not much logic to this. I thought that Cherries was just not good, and that that Null Nun and Spooky Dogwood was also just not good. I thought these 3 were actually good, so I played them because I had room. Also they're all level 3 tuners, which is nice for level 8 synchros. Next up, we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Which again, this card's good. I literally just played all the good hand traps and then just played level 5 monsters that could summon themselves for free. This deck is really not competitive. It's just purely for fun, and I had a lot of fun playing it at locals. If you own all these cards, I'd recommend playing it at locals at least once. Because it can be fun to just have fun with. I play this I play this deck whenever I want to take a break from playing competitive decks, and I don't want to try as hard at locals. I just play this for fun. Next up, we have 3 copies of Psyframe Gear Gamma, followed up with our Psyframe Driver. Once again, Gamma's a good hand trap. Also, Omega is a really good card. So yeah, that's why I was playing that. And then next up, we have that's it for our monster hand traps. Next up, we have 3 Wind Witch Ice Bell, followed up with 1 Glass Bell and 1 Snow Bell. Obviously, this deck is fundamentally a synchro deck, so I had to be playing that on 1 card Crystal Wing package because it's just a lot of fun. This card was fun to draw. I said, playing with the locals, I loved drawing the hands where I just opened a bunch of hand traps and then Ice Bell, because you just stop their entire combo with 4 hand traps. I don't care what deck you're playing. It's really hard to play through Ash, Impermanence, Effect Veiler, and Gamma. It's just really hard to do that. Not many decks can play through that. So I would just stop their entire combo, slap that Ice Bell, make a Crystal Wing, and then just keep punching for 3k every turn, having a monster negate, or having a monster negate, as well as it being unbeatable thanks to Snowbell. Also, Ice Bell burns, so time. I don't have the Wind Witch Synchro monster, but if I did, I'd have played that too because that burns as well. Time. Next up, we have a bunch of extra level 3s I played. I played 3 copies of Psychic Wielder because these cards could summon. Wielder could summon itself for free if after I normal summoned the hand trap. So it's cool because it gave me an extra tuner, which was nice. Or also I can just normal summon it. So sometimes I would use all my hand traps and not have a tuner for next turn. So Wielder would be a good tuner. So I could special summon one of my level 5s and then normal summon Wielder. Also, it lets me pop a card in the field when it's used as synchro material. So yeah, that was useful. Also, occasionally I would summon a rank 3 Xyz monster by just normal summoning a hand trap and then summoning Psychic Wielder. It was very niche, but it happened once or twice. In a similar vein of level 3 monsters, I have 1 copy of Speedroid Terratop and 1 copy of Seer Attack at Tomboard. It was they're just once again free level 3s as well as Link fodder. I only played 1 Link monster in my deck, and that was Psyframe Lambda, just because I was never summoning more than 1 monster out of my extra deck at once. But these cards were good since just free material, free synchro fodder. This card, Terror Top plus effect, they gave me a level 7 Synchro. That never came up. But also with if I hard drew Glass Bell, I could summon these two and then summon Glass Bell and then make a level 7 Synchro monster, which did come up actually. It's very niche. Don't take this deck seriously. I built it just for fun. So next up, we have 2 copies of Solar Windjammer. This is our first in our series of level 5s that summon themselves for free. Because, it's level 5 and it summons itself for free. That's literally why it exists. I only play 2 because I'm playing more. So I only played 2 Solar Windjammer because I'm playing more level 5 extenders, and I felt that, Windjammer was bricky as opposed to the other one. So next up, I was playing 3 copies of Trickstar Korobane. I thought that I played this at 3, but Windjammer at 2 because I was convinced that drawing 2 Korobane was fine, while drawing 2 Windjammer was just bad. Because Korobane also functions as an honest for Trickstar monsters, so you can Korobane a Korobane and make her 4,000 attack. But so the theory was if I drew 2 Korobane, that was like useful. It was just drawing two Windjammer, which was just a brick. Next up, we have 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior Guitar because it can summon Symphonic Warrior Mics, which is a level 5 monster. Also, Guitars is a level 3 monster. So normal Guitar, Special Wielder, Mega Rank 3. Mics gave me an extra normal summon, which was relevant like twice. This deck is totally for fun. I wouldn't take this seriously. That's actually it for our monsters. Next up for our spells is literally just 1 light stage, 1 terraforming. Just to get out, just 2 more copies of Korobane, also to lock down a back row. That's actually really relevant. Light stage is a good card. Who'd have thought? And then for our last spells, we have 3 copies of Instant Fusion. My Instant Fusions are currently in a different deck, but 3 Instant Fusion because you can summon monsters out of your extra deck, which are level 4 or level 5, to help you with your Synchro plays. But that's it for the main deck, and now I'll head right off into the extra deck. So yeah, now for our extra deck, we're gonna start it off with Invoked Raijin, level 5. Good for level 8 synchros. Its effect is good. You can book them. You can book a moon stuff. That's cool. You can book a moon itself. I'm not breaking new ground here. That's how Raijin works. Next up, my Dragon of the Swamp. It's level 4. I use it to make level 7 synchros. That's literally all it was. I wasn't even playing Super Poly. I should have in my side probably. And then next up, I had a few Xyz monsters. We'll start off with the rank 5 with Volcasaurus. I was playing a lot of really random Xyz monsters. I was poking through my binder of like, what are some truly just generic rank 5 Xyz that are actually like good and not terrible. So I decided it was either Volcasaurus or Pleiades, and I decided that because Windjammer and Korobane are all lights. But then I decided that Raijin and Mics were wind. So there's some degree of confliction there. Once again, you can tell I'm not taking this very seriously. So I just played Volcasaurus. It's truly generic, and it pops a card and then burns your opponent. So that was how I won games in time. Is I just Volcasaurus them. And then my rank 3s, play a El Clasico with Leviathan Dragon. Literally just make itself 2,500, or really it gains 500. Effectively, it just makes itself 2,500. And then let you attack with it. I decided I could either play Leviathan Dragon or I could play Dante in terms of rank 3s that make themselves 2,500. But I didn't really want to mill cards, so I chose Leviathan Dragon. Also, Leviathan Dragon's attack stays 2,500. And then the other rank 3 was a Break Sword because it pops up from the field. Sometimes you wanted to out something, so I would just Break Sword it. That's it for the non-synchro monsters, except for my one Link monster, which is a Flame Lord Lambda. That's it. Only Link monster because I was playing Gamma. Now off to my synchros, which is really dumb. Playing 1 copy of Draco Berserker. This card's fun for decaying people because it can essentially attack twice. Also, it can banish monsters. That was cool. Next up was Crystal Wing. This card's really good. Like, really good. I literally won a lot of games by just hand trapping them a ton, making Crystal Wing, and then just sitting on it. Ciphering Lord Omega, I'm playing Gamma. This card is good. Ignister Prominence. I think I made it once. I just went to, I played it just because I had the Symphonic Warriors in there. So I figured, why not? I could summon it with Mike's as the non-tuner, and then I could bounce I could pop the guitar on my scales and do a thing. And then for nostalgia, I played a Red Dragon. I played a Red Dragon Archfiend. I just because I had space and I figured, hey, it's generic and has 3K attack. The effect was relevant like once when my opponent just like kept setting a bunch of cards. I just attacked one of them, nuked his board. It's not fun. And for my last level 8, Stardust Dragon. My logic was I made this going first because like if I could make Crystal Wing, I would make that Stardust going first. Very loose theory. I would just made going first since it could negate something and then float back into itself during the end phase. I'm like, woohoo! Then for my level 7s, just played a Black Rose Dragon because that's nukes a board. Clearing Synchro Dragon. This is just here to be used to summon into Crystal Wing. It's only reason it was there. And then my last Synchro was level 6, which I never summoned, but it was just there because the potential to summon a level 6 was hypothetically possible. So I decided to just do it. Once again, I didn't take this too seriously. I played this deck purely just for fun. But this is my extra deck. 40 in the main, 15 in the extra. If you guys want to try out this deck at your locals, I strongly recommend it. It's actually a lot of fun to play at locals, just because especially if your locals is not like super sweaty. Because if it's not super sweaty, then you can just kind of have fun with it. And even if it is sweaty, just make a side deck that's designed to beat meta decks. You can kind of go from there. But without further ado, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.